Hi everyone, I hope you're really well, and as you know, this is Tansy from Tansy Forrest Hypnotherapy. So I've prepared for you this week a hypnosis for stress relief and relaxation. And my top tip for you is to carve out some relaxing moments in each day where you routinely do a short 10-minute meditation, or perhaps listen to one of my hypnosis tracks every evening as you wind down from a busy day. And it can be particularly useful if you face stress in your daily life, as we all do, to allow your body and mind those moments to rest. It's so easy to keep going and going, but to be really peaceful, we need to slow down and let happiness catch up. So sending my best wishes and relaxing vibes out to you wherever you may be. And as always, a big thanks to my viewers in the US, here in the UK, and also around the rest of the world too, wherever you may be. And if you're new to my channel, then a warm welcome to you. And don't forget to subscribe so you'll get notified of new recordings as soon as they're released, as I'm currently doing new material for you guys every week. So I hope you're enjoying it, and I really welcome your constructive comments too. So let me know how you get on with my recordings, or perhaps you just want to say hi and let me know how you're doing, and that's great too. I really love your support, engagement and encouragement. And I want you to close your eyes now and start to empty your mind, and just take a few deep breaths. And relax, and let the world and all its problems just evaporate from your mind, like smoke going up and up into the atmosphere. The higher it goes, the thinner it becomes until it disappears, never to be seen again. Nothing to think about, nothing to worry about. This is your time, and there is nothing for you to do but relax and let go. That's right. Just relax and let go. The more you let go, the better you feel. Let go and empty your mind of everything. And now, I want you to imagine a blank canvas, a white wall, or maybe a cinema screen that's blank, a white screen that's just waiting for you to fill it, waiting for you to fill it with whatever you want to. Everything is blank, blank, white, blank. And the longer you look at this blank, white screen in your mind, the more relaxed you become, the deeper the relaxation and tranquility that you feel. So calm, so relaxed. Everything is blank. That's right. And as you breathe even deeper now, in through your nose and out through this blank screen hazily and lazily starts to form an image in your mind. An image that soon becomes clear. It's an image of a tropical fish tank. And I know that you know what it looks like. I'll bet that in most garden centres, most pet shops, and every aquarium supply store as a tropical fish tank, and you have seen one. Somewhere, sometime, you have seen a tropical fish tank. So now I want you to recall that tropical fish tank. Remember its size, its shape, its smell. Remember the bubbles that seem so pointless, but are so necessary for the fish to survive. Remember the lighting in the tropical fish tank. Was it high or low? What ornaments were tastefully displayed on the seabed of the tank, I wonder? Was there a castle? A pirate's chest? or a sunken wreck? Was there a deep sea diver with leaded boots, brass helmet, and a faceplate standing on the bottom? Was there a lifeline and breathing tube lazily curling up towards the surface? Oh, and did you notice the rock formations with the hidden caves? I'll let you think about this for a few moments while I'm quiet. And now I would like you to remember the fish that live in this tank. How big were they? How colourful? Did they zoom around, slowly paddle across the tank, or just seem to float, oblivious to the outside world? Round and round they go, so gently with the flow of water. And as you know, tropical fish come in varying sizes and with different characteristics, especially colour. Some are vivid yellow, greens, reds and blues. Some are even transparent, so that you can see their internal organs. Some appear to be invisible, and you can only see them at feeding time because the water moves. So just relax now and recall all of the tropical fish that you have seen in a fish tank, even if you think you have never noticed them. Believe me, you have seen them somewhere, sometime. And as you are now deeply relaxing, I'd like you to remember the motions of these fish, the smooth paddling, the frenetic zooming, or the hovering in oblivion. Doesn't that remind you a lot of people in your life? Smile when you can see the paddler, that certain someone who coasts along in life and never seems to get caught up in any sort of confrontation, never seems to make a decision, someone who just floats through life. Is this who you want to be? Or perhaps you can see yourself as the frenetic zoomer, a firefighter, someone who sits in a position where they can monitor everything that's going on. Someone who rushes in and saves the situation. Someone who solves, resolves or fixes whatever urgent and critical problem that needs fixing. The company Lone Ranger, Mr. Fix-It. Or are you a hoverer, someone who is always there in the background, always listening, always aware, always ready to help out? Only you know who you really are, and only you can decide which way you will go on this relaxing journey. Only you can really influence your decisions. So take your time on what you want to be, who you are, and where you are going. And just look at the calm, undisturbed water, punctuated by the regular burp of bubbles, wending their way up to the surface, where their energy is expended in a totally invisible way. Imagine yourself now floating in a warm tropical fish tank. You have a diving mask with a snorkel tube. You are so calm, so relaxed. You can turn over and float, or you can snorkel down to the bottom, watching all the colourful, harmless tropical fish that thrive in this man-made environment. There are no worries, no pressures, no outside influences whatsoever, just you and the warm tropical fish tank. That's right. Just relaxing, floating gently in the water. Feel the temperature of the water. That's right. That's right. And for a while now, as you relax, you can gently reflect on the fact that you have been experiencing a whole range of conflicting emotions, and perhaps certain imbalances in your life have been difficult to cope with. And this is why you're listening to me today, because you have decided that it's time to deal with these emotions, these stresses and strains, and to create emotional calmness and harmony in your life. And having made that decision, you are already well on your way to achieving your goal. Feeling good, feeling calm. And because you know that there are much better ways of experiencing life, ways that are far more productive and beneficial to you. And let us not forget that life is meant to be fun, and you can really enjoy every aspect of your life. And of course, as I am sure that you are already aware, it all depends on you and the thoughts that you allow to dwell in your mind. And your thoughts influence the way that you feel, and the way that you feel determines how you perceive your world. And it is because you wish to enjoy your life to the full that you have decided now to entertain only positive thoughts and emotions for the majority of the time. And the negative ones that may have made you feel angry, upset or stressed or sad are simply not important to you anymore. You don't want them. You don't need them. So your mind always is very aware of any unpleasant or negative thoughts. That's right. That self-awareness allows us to step back from any inner critic thoughts. And just like all living entities on our planet, we are creatures of habit, and this can be good and sometimes not so good, depending on the habit and be it that is being allowed to develop. And your emotions go through a similar habitual pattern. First, there is the event which created a thought in your mind. The thought, in turn, creates the emotion, which then results in a reaction. And if those emotions were happy and positive, then your reaction would be one of joy and expectation. If those emotions were sad, bad, or unhappy, then you would expect negative things to happen to you, and you'd be filled with dread, fear, or foreboding, or any number of other negative expectations. These emotional responses were established during childhood. We had to experience these in order for us to learn how to adapt to our world. And I will name some of the emotions that you most likely went through as a child to see if you can recall how you interpreted them in your younger mind. The first emotion is anger. And we can all remember a time when we felt anger. Whatever caused your anger was based on your values of life at that time. And having remembered this experience, take a long, deep breath and let it go. That's right. And the next negative emotion that we will recall is anxiety. And who doesn't feel anxious at times? There are aspects of our life that are uncertain, and it's difficult for us to imagine and manage sometimes. But if this was a response that you had established long ago, then again, release that thought of anxiety. Usually anxiety is caused by feeling in it that in some way perhaps we are not good enough. We cannot meet the expectations that we believe are imposed upon us. Perhaps fear that we aren't going to be accepted or liked, or to be as successful in the future. Or perhaps, in your case, something totally different. Take a nice, deep and comfortable breath and let those anxious feelings go, to be replaced by a feeling of calm. That's right. That's right. And there are so many other emotions that you may be aware of that could affect you from time to time in the daily routine of life. And they can all be dealt with in exactly the same manner. You trust in your ability to communicate in an assertive way when you need to. And emotions will pass after the event. Take a deep breath and let that feeling go. That's right. Let it float off into the atmosphere, never to be heard from again. And in a moment I'll be quiet so that you can prepare a mental list of any emotions that have caused you stress in the past, as well as any that may appear in the future. That's right. Then later on tonight you can allow this list to surface in your subconscious mind and deal with each emotion by taking a deep breath and letting letting it float away forever, never to bother you again. So, get ready now to prepare your list as I am silent for a few moments. That's good. And the key to achieving emotional calmness lies in being aware of how this process within you works. Remember the old saying, forewarned is forearmed. Well, now you are fully prepared and ready to forestall any impending threat of being subject to those old negative emotions. And any time you wish to attain full emotional calmness, you will instinctively know how to do it. Just take a deep breath, breathe out and let it go, and it will be gone forever. And remember, the wonderful thing about improving your health and well-being and taking a step back from the stresses and strains in life is that you are now more in control of your emotions, and you are also aware of how transient they are, so you choose to feel good and enjoy your life. And balanced emotions lead to positive expectations and a promise of the nice things that will happen to you. And perhaps you can liken your previous emotional imbalance to a rough, dark sea on a cold and blustery night. But the wind has now changed direction, and night has turned into day as the sun shines down on the turquoise ocean, making it calm and serene, with gentle waves splashing idly to and fro. That's right, peaceful and calm as a mill pond. And from this moment forward, you begin to become very proud of your ability to remain calm and relaxed in all situations. You amaze everyone who knows you, and even yourself, with this newfound calmness, and this makes you feel good. You feel peaceful, relaxed, and confident in your ability to communicate what you need in life, and not getting overly het up by the small things in life that will pass like that storm. And these suggestions are firmly embedded in your subconscious mind and grow stronger and stronger by the day. They grow stronger by the day, stronger by the hour, stronger by the minute. That's right, just resting peacefully there, taking stock. That's right. And in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5, and at the count of 5, you will be wide awake. But if it's your time to drift into a peaceful slumber, then you can do that, awakening in the morning feeling refreshed and invigorated. But for now, I'm going to wake you. Feeling good, feeling energy flowing back to your limbs, and ready to allow these suggestions to work for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Eyes wide open. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.